All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makar Kwadash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when Yahweh overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate places, in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. And what that's talking about is the destruction of America, right? Because although we might name things on earth, Yahweh's got names for these places in the heavens. And the name for America in the heavens is Babylon the Great, right? Yahweh doesn't know this place. He doesn't call this place America. The God of the Bible, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he doesn't view this place as being America. America. He doesn't view it as that. He has an alternative name for it. And Yahweh has also got spiritual names for places. So there's an earthly name for this place, which is called America. But Yahweh has got spiritual names for these places. This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 8. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. So the type of place that Yahweh Shai was crucified would have had the same type of spirit as what America's got, right? A place of extreme excess, a place of extreme glorying of yourselves, a place of extreme pride, a place that loves war, right? Yahweh Shai was crucified in a place that carries all the type of mentality of the people of America, which is just a proud place, man, that just thinks that all the people there resemble people that all think that they're celebrities, right? Everyone in America damn near thinks that they're a celebrity, man, apart from obviously the righteous men that Yahweh set up, the prophets that Yahweh set up within that place, man. They're the people that don't have that, and all the people that will believe the doctrine. Those people don't have that vibe on them, by where they all think that they're celebrities, right? But the average person in America, they all think that they're celebrities, man, because that seems to be the place where most of the wealth in the world is. And I even found out through a video I was watching yesterday that that's one of the main places in the world that people use to hide their funds as well, right? That's one of the main places where people set up like companies that are just really being set up to try and hide money, man, like offshore and all that, offshore type scams and all that. That's one of the main places that people really use to try and store their wealth, which makes sense, to be honest with you, when you understand the prophecies in the Bible. This is Revelation chapter 18 and verse 1. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And that's going back to what I was reading in Isaiah the 13th chapter, because after Yahweh brings his wrath upon this place, the only thing that's going to be able to dwell there is animals that are used to living in extreme habitats, man, like desert type environments. That's the only thing that's going to be able to find comfort living in a place like this. A place like that, excuse me, because I'm not over there. A place like that. Verse 3, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. And that's why people are going to be mourning when this place gets destroyed. It's not going to be because they love America and they just thought that America was so nice a place. People have just used America as like, well, I don't really like him, but I can make money from him. And that makes me think of this scripture. In fact, let me read this. I like reading this scripture every now and again when I talk about this kind of stuff. This is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 30. The poor man is honored for his skill, and the rich man is honored for his riches. And just like how the rich man is honored for his riches, well, how much more a rich country. And that's the only reason why America is really honored, man. Because you can get rich there. And because they have the sword in abundance. That's the most sword wielding nation of the earth. But what does Yahweh say about the sword? Those that live by it die by it, man. Verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Now this coming out of her is a spiritual coming out first, because the way out to actually come out of this place is to get beamed up in the chariots, ultimately when it goes down. But for those people that live there that haven't got the ability to just get out of there physically, those people are going to have to come out of there in their mind, man. Because whether you come out of this place, if let's say somebody was to try and say, I'm going to come out of there physically, but they haven't came out of the mindset of this place spiritually and within their mind, well, they're still going to be receiving destruction anyway. They still end up gonna end up taking a Karagma anyway. They just won't take a Karagma in Babylon the Great. They take it somewhere else. So the destruction's still waiting for them anyway. Because the destruction that America is gonna get, which is complete extermination off the face of the earth, other places on the earth are gonna get a taste of this same experience in part. Because the ICBMs are gonna be flying all over the earth. Right? It's not just gonna be one. America's not the only location that these things are going to be taking place in. It's just the main one. Verse 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. So imagine if you had, like, I've heard this be said before by one of the elders, that imagine you had leaves stacked all on top of each other, and each leaf represents a sin. That's how much sins America's had, man, to where the sins are just transcending above the skyscrapers, right? Above the houses first, then above the buildings, then above the skyscrapers, then above the clouds, then above the stars, all the way up to the heavens, man, to they've damn near reached onto Yahweh's ears, and he's decided to look upon this place and see how people are living down here, and he saw that it's just as wicked as the prayers of the saints have said it was, man. Verse 6, reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, in the cup which she have filled to her double. So, and when this place falls down, man, it's gonna get served up, man. And the people that was ruling this place are gonna get served up too, because it's not just gonna be that. That's part of the destruction for these Edomites. There's still a whole lot more that they're gonna have to go through, man, because they think that they're exempt because it wasn't so-called them, and it was their forefathers, and that's not the way Yahweh sees it though, because Yahweh knows it was them. And if they would have been back in that time, they would have been there doing the same thing. They're always trying to act like they're so righteous. If you would have been back there in them times, you would have been doing the same thing, man. You would have been tearing off her hair and using it for stuffing of her sofa the same way. You would have been holding the whip in your hands, whipping our back the same way, man. You would have been laughing at us, getting lynched the same way as those people back then were doing it, man. You would have been doing the same thing, man. You would have been bearing false witness. An Edomite woman would have been bearing false witness on an Israelite man that she finds attractive, right? She would have, but he don't want her, so then she tries to get him done over. They were the same thing, because we see them Karens and all that stuff right now, so we still see that now. They would have been doing the same stuff, man. But they always try and make out like they're so righteous. How comes they haven't healed the wound then that was made? How comes you can still find video footage of them painting themselves in blackface, mocking what their forefathers did to us? But then when you call them out on it, they'll try and say it wasn't us. But how comes we can catch them still having the same hatred as what their forefathers did? Because the hatred is spiritual, man. We're Israelites and they're Edomites, and we ain't supposed to be on the earth at the same time, man. The earth can't run in its perfection with Israelites and Edomites both being on the earth at the same time. And that's why Yahweh is going to get rid of one of the nations out of these two that I just mentioned. Yahweh is going to get rid of one of the nations. He's going to get rid of the Edomites. Obadiah, the 1st chapter and the 18th verse. And this is only a part, the main hub of their glory is just the beginning of their fall, right? Because just like how in the kingdom of heaven, Jerusalem is going to be the hub of, and the land of Israel is going to be the hub of the Israelites, showing the ultimate epitome of what they stand for, right? America has been the ultimate example of what the people that are in rulership right now stand for. So alphabetism, alphabeting, rainbowing, right? Harming children, murder, war. These are all things that America stands for. And that's why in the place that most of the money gets funneled through in the earth, these are the things that's pushing 700 billion on war. 700 billion on war. So that shows that one of the things that the people that are ruling this world are about is war, right? Extreme lust and whoredom. That shows that that's one of the things that this place is about. Lying, cheating, and stealing. That's big in America, because that's the thing that America, that the people ruling have wanted to show is part of their characteristics. And that's why you can find it in abundance in a place that's got the most money funneled through in the earth. That's why, because America is the image, the whole image and the ultimate way of what these want to live like, man. That's the ultimate way. That's their whole mind. If they could put their mindset into a particular place, that America is the representation of that, man. Everything that they're about, they've made sure it's in America. Every single thing that they're about, man. And let's read it. Let's read about that, in fact. Verse 6. Reward her even as she have rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double. How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. And that's why people say that America would never fall. Because we got F-16, we got this, we got that tank, we got this, we got that warfare, we got this, and we got that. They think they're invincible because of these things. They think that they sit a queen and they ain't gonna be no widow, and they ain't gonna know no sorrow. They think that. They don't mind about all the sorrow that they make everyone else face. They just think they're never gonna face them. Because they think they got it like that. What they're basically doing is they're the undefeated fighter that thinks that he doesn't even have to train anymore. I can just whoop the people based off pure skill. That's what they think. But as we already know, that story never works out well when an undefeated fighter thinks he doesn't have to train anymore and thinks that he doesn't have to put in effort and thinks that he's invincible. Any person that's ever thought they was invincible, Yahweh's always humbled them. How much more for places where there's multitude of people that think the same way? Yahweh's going to show America that it's not invincible, and that it's not a queen, and that it is going to be a widow, and that it is going to see sorrow. And in doing that, he's going to show the people that was in charge of that place that they're going to see sorrow. That's just going to be the beginning of their pride dropping, because the main place that they used to show their pride, and they made a whole dream, a whole American dream based on this place, a whole, you can be like me if you join up and you come to this place. Once that place falls, that's going to be the beginning of the end for them, because that's the place that they've always used to show how great they are. And everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. People don't come over to damn Newcastle in the UK to try and get the Newcastle dream, do they? There's no one trying to come over to the England to get the Newcastle dream. Or nobody don't go to Liverpool and say, I'm going to get the Liverpool dream, the Scouse dream. Or nobody don't go to damn Yorkshire and say, I'm going to get the Yorkshire dream and drink some tea over there. They don't do that. They don't go over to Spain and say, I'm coming over here to get the Spanish dream. You know? See. They don't say I'm coming over to France to get the French dream. They don't say that. America's the only place that's got that dream lifestyle. And that's why everyone always wants to try and make it big out there. Because that's the hub. That's the like showing of the glory of the people in charge right now, man. That's where they show their abundance of what they're about, man. Some of the biggest houses you will see in the world will be there. Some of the most exotic foods you will see there. All of it's there, man. There's nothing in America that you cannot experience. Nothing, and the Bible proves that. Verse 8, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is Yahweh who judgeth her, and that's going to be the judgment of this place. And that's why after the fuels came down, that's why it's going to be a place that only certain types of animals are going to be living there, man. As I've read in Isaiah, the 13th chapter. And you can also read about the same thing in Isaiah, the 34th chapter too. Verse 9, and the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and live deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, saying, standing afar off for fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. So that in 1 hour, if 1 hour is like one Netflix show, man, right? 1 hour is nothing, man. 1 hour is nothing. 1 hour is a gym workout, right? Depending on how long you're doing exercise for, man. 1 hour is 2 gym workouts, depending on how much exercise you're doing. That's nothing. That's nothing, man. 1 hour is what most people calculate how they get their wages, man. They get paid by hour, you know? That's nothing, man. But that's the amount of time it's going to take for the whole of one place that a nation glories in to get completely destroyed, man. Verse 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So it's not going to be because, oh man, think about the poor people that was over there. They ain't going to be saying that. No, they're going to be like, damn, my pocket's going to be hurting now. My main customer's gone. That's what their problem is going to be. Their main client is gone now. That's why they're going to be mourning. The merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and of pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and fine wood and all manners of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and of iron and marble. See? Anything you want, man, you can get it over there. Anything. And cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And the fruits that thy soul lusted after departed from thee, and all things which were dainty and good are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all, because that place is not going to be a place that's capable to be lived in after Yahweh does what he's going to do to it, because Yahweh's anger is big against that place, man. This place is going to be that sacrifice in Bozrah that's spoken of in the scriptures, man, because that's really associated with Esau, man. And this is the nation that's going to be facing this judgment, man. And when this place falls, they're going to be the main people crying about that, because that's one of the places that they always want to go to too. And that's why they always have a question and they always seem shocked when they hear that this place needs to get destroyed. And even some Israelites have got a problem with that. But they don't necessarily call themselves Israelites. They think they're black and all these colors and all these fake proverbs and bywords that they've been spoken about. But they actually have the nerve even themselves to say, why should it get destroyed? And they glory in it too, because they've been able to get rich there. And they know that nowhere else in the world is going to accept the methods that they use to get rich. like how America does. That's the main place that anyone that raps and has got a hot 16 wants to go and spew their madness of gun talk, rap lyrics, adultery lyrics, and that. Any singing fop, she wants to go over there, right? Any madman with a clothing brand wants to always make it big over there. I think it's one person from over here in the West Midlands, man. He became, I think, a billionaire by making a that Gymshark clothing brand, and he took it over to there and made that popular, and became a billionaire off that. So anyone that's got anything going always wants to try and take it over there, man, because they know they can get rich off that. You know, people getting rich off TikToks where they like just do a stupid dance in a camera or make a stupid face, and America will accept that. It will. There'll be some kind of customer base for that. Any kind of stupid idea that's bugged out, you can become rich in America from that. Anything, man. To the point where you'll just be walking across a damn zebra crossing and you'll see somebody deadlifting or something like that for a TikTok and have an attitude problem that people are driving past their cars there when it's a road designed for cars. The country's bugged out, man. The country's all over the place. Verse 14, and the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all things that were dainty and good are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them all, no more also. All the people that was able to make money from all that kind of stuff, they're going to be part of the flames, man. The people that live over there, and it's only going to be the elect of the nation of Israel that's getting that special way where they're going to be taken out of this place, that special way that no one, that strange salvation that no one expected, man, of UFOs, as the world will call it, coming and gathering people up into chariots, man. And all those Christians that was thinking about some rapture talk that they talk about, they ain't gonna experience that. Because all the Christians over in that same place, America, they're gonna be tasting those flames too. They ain't gonna be getting what they think they're gonna be getting, man. There ain't gonna be no ray of light gathering them out of the sky and taking them anywhere. They're gonna remain over there, man, because all of those people are gonna have charagmas in their hand at that point anyway, man. Because they love America's ways. And they love this society. Verse 16. In fact, verse 15. And the merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches come to naught. And that's why all these Israelites, Jakes, flexing about how much money they make and that. And the first thing they'll want to try and say to Israelites when we talk about what we talk about, man, is they want to say, if the doctrine's so good, how come you, man, ain't got jobs? Right? But having a job doesn't add strength or weaken what your belief system is. That's the most stupid argument ever. Because a morals is not based around money and finances. It's just morals and finances. Finances is a catalyst to the morals. Because if you're wicked and you get some money, you're going to have a catalyst to increase being wicked. If you're righteous and have some money, you're going to have a catalyst to become righteous, to push more righteousness. But a lot of Israelites assume that the word of the Bible don't have no strength, because you can't become rich off it. Yet what they don't understand is that you can become rich off it, but it's a longer process. And the riches of waiting for the Lord are continual and are not corruptible, man, and cannot be taken away when the financial system changes. They can't force you to put a charagma in your body with the spiritual riches. They can with the carnal. Verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of a fire burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Because that's the ultimate place on this earth, man. Everybody knows it. Nobody just be thinking, I want to go to Dagestan. Yeah, or wherever it is that Khabib's from, man. I want to go to Dagestan to get the Dagestan dream. You know, I want to get the Dagestani dream and learn to wrestle and be doing that over there. Nobody don't think that. Nobody don't say, you know what, let me go to Finland and get the Finland dream. They don't say that. They don't say, let me go to Italy to get the Italian dream. Nobody don't say that, man. They say, let me go to America to get the American dream. And even people that do live in Finland and all these places and all that, they always have these. The majority of the people that live in these places have desires for America. The average citizen, they think about this place. It's a place that they want to go because it contains every single type of way of life in there. Every single type of weather you can be found in America. All of them. It's a huge place, man. Huge. Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. And it is a costly place, man. There's a lot of people over there that are extremely rich, man. Extremely. They have these like houses that are like built company buildings, man. Like company, they've got houses over in America that look like company headquarters, man. Big buildings, man. Houses like with damn free pools in there, man. A pool outside on the ground floor, a pool up outside on the roof, and an indoor pool, right? 20 rooms, 10 baths.